Belgian Malinois are often seen working with police and military forces. They are known for their incredible focus, high-energy, sharp intelligence. Meet Gibbs, a calm, observant female dog. A DNA test showed she's 44% Belgian Malinois, the rest a unique mix of breeds. This mix makes her special. There's a myth that intelligence is locked to breed. Many believe certain breeds are smarter. Border Collies, poodles. That idea is too simple and misleading. True intelligence isn't just tricks. It's about adapting, solving problems, and communicating with us. Every dog can learn and grow. Environment, their relationship with their family, and the way they are taught play a huge role in unlocking their full potential. Gibbs shows a loving home can make any dog smart. Her story challenges old thinking. The foundation of Gibbs's remarkable journey wasn't a complex training manual, but something far more fundamental. She was raised in a home filled with love and clear, consistent rules. From the moment she arrived, her family understood the critical importance of creating a balanced environment. For a dog with her intelligence and drive, balance isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It means providing structure she can rely on, where no means no and good girl is earned and given freely. This consistency from every member of the family built a world she could understand and trust. A huge part of that balance involved managing her energy. This meant plenty of exercise, not just to tire her out, but to channel her energy in a positive way. Her daily walks weren't just a march around the block, they were adventures for her mind and body. Some were structured, focused walks to practice leash manners, while others were snifaris, where she was allowed to lead the way, exploring the world through her powerful sense of smell. But physical exercise is only half the equation. Mental stimulation was just as vital. Her family incorporated brain games into her daily routine, puzzle toys that made her think to get a reward, or simple scent work games around the house. These activities prevent boredom, which in a smart dog can often lead to destructive behaviors. They gave her a job to do, satisfying that deep-seated canine need for purpose. Playtime was another cornerstone of their relationship, building a strong bond based on fun and mutual trust. It was never a free-for-all. Games like tug of war came with rules, like a solid drop-it cue, teaching her impulse control in an exciting context. Just as important as activity was rest. Her family actively taught her an off switch. A calm, predictable space with her own bed let her feel secure and confident, teaching her that it was okay to relax and do nothing. This is a crucial skill for any high-energy breed. When it came to formal training, the philosophy was simple. Her training was built on short sessions, fun sessions, and highly engaging sessions. The key was to always keep her excited about learning, never to overwhelm her. Sessions would end on a high note, with a successful repetition, leaving her eager for the next class. This approach ensured that her natural intelligence wouldn't be stifled by pressure or boredom. Her trainer exclusively used positive reinforcement methods. This is a science-based approach where you mark and reward the behavior you want to see. Gibbs was rewarded for making good choices, which made her an active, enthusiastic participant in her own training. The rewards were simple things she genuinely loved: a small, high-value, tasty treat, a quick game of tug, or just warm, enthusiastic praise. A warm voice and a gentle touch were powerful communicators, telling her she was doing a great job and strengthening the connection between dog and human. Because of this, training never felt like a chore. It was a game she wanted to play, a puzzle she was excited to solve with her favorite person. This entire approach nurtured her inherent Malinois traits. Her intense focus and drive weren't seen as problems to be managed, but as superpowers to be harnessed. She had a natural desire for a job and a purpose, and her upbringing gave her exactly that. Her athletic body was built to perform with grace and ease, and her mind was shaped to think, problem solve, and collaborate. This combination of a loving home, clear boundaries, and engaging positive training is what unlocked the incredible potential we were about to witness. It was a day like any other, one of those perfect sun-drenched afternoons that seemed to stretch on forever. Gibbs was with her family, enjoying a leisurely walk through a familiar park. The air was filled with the distant sounds of children laughing and the gentle rustle of leaves. On days like this, Gibbs was the picture of a well-behaved companion. She walked with a calm, steady gait, her attention attuned to her family, her tail giving a gentle, rhythmic wag. She was observant as always, her eyes taking in the world around her, but her posture was relaxed. There was no hint of the incredible display of intelligence and instinct that was about to unfold. It was in this moment of serene normalcy that Gibbs would prove just how remarkable her mind truly was, transcending her training in a way no one could have anticipated. The family ambled along a paved path that ran parallel to a moderately busy road. Cars passed by at a steady pace, a normal part of the urban park's soundscape. A short distance ahead, the youngest child of the family walked with a little bounce in his step, clutching a small duffel bag. To the parent, it was just another one of his treasures, perhaps filled with toys or a favorite blanket. The distance between them was small, the kind of comfortable space a parent gives a child they trust in a safe environment. Everything felt secure, predictable, but the world can change in a heartbeat. Suddenly, the child's foot caught on an uneven patch of pavement. He stumbled, lurching forward to catch his balance. In the process, his small hands lost their grip on the duffel bag. Time seemed to slow for a fraction of a second as the bag flew from his grasp. It didn't just fall, it tumbled end over end, landing with a soft thud on the grass, dangerously close to the road's edge. It rested there, a small, vulnerable object just inches from the stream of fast-moving traffic. The potential for disaster hung in the air, a sudden, sharp contrast to the peaceful afternoon. The child, startled and scared, let out a sharp cry. His eyes, wide with panic, darted from the bag to the passing cars, then back to his parent. He pointed a trembling finger, his face a mixture of fear and a strange, deeper anxiety. Seeing the immediate danger, the parent's heart leaped. Instinct took over. "Gibbs!" the parent called out, their voice tight with urgency, pointing directly toward the perilous scene unfolding by the roadside. Until that moment, Gibbs had been walking calmly at her handler's side, a perfect model of obedience. But at the sound of her name, spoken with such alarm, her entire demeanor shifted. Her ears swiveled forward, her body tensed, and her relaxed posture was replaced by one of intense focus. Without a specific command to fetch or get it, she sprang into action. It wasn't a frantic bolt, but a controlled, deliberate launch, as if she had already assessed the situation and formulated a plan. She ran with that characteristic Malinois efficiency, her paws barely seeming to touch the ground. Her focus was absolute, a straight line of intent aimed directly at the fallen bag. She didn't grab or snatch at it, a behavior that could have been disastrous. Instead, she reached it and gently, carefully, nudged it with her nose. This was a soft touch, a skill painstakingly taught by her trainer to handle delicate objects. But here, there was no trainer, no command, no reward cue. This was Gibbs, accessing her training and applying it autonomously to a novel, high-stakes problem. As she nudged the bag further from the curb, a subtle shift occurred. Her nudges became more investigative. Her nose pressed against the canvas, sniffing intently. She seemed to sense something more than just a dropped object. Despite the roar of cars passing just feet away, she remained utterly calm, her body language serious, focused, like a professional on a mission. Her family watched, breathless. The initial panic on their faces had been replaced by sheer, dumbfounded amazement. And then, in a moment that would be seared into their memories forever, everyone understood. From the opening of the bag, a tiny, fuzzy head emerged, blinking in the bright afternoon light. A puppy. The secret was out. The child had been hiding his new, unapproved pet from his parents. Gibbs, however, didn't bark or react with excitement. She remained perfectly composed. She looked at the startled puppy, then turned her head and made direct eye contact with the parent. The look was unmistakable. A clear, calm transfer of information. Here is the problem. It is small, and it is alive. Her job wasn't done. She took a deliberate step back toward the parent, a clear, non-verbal cue to come forward, it's safe. As the parent started to move, Gibbs returned to the bag, this time positioning her body between the puppy and the road. She sat, a steadfast guardian, effectively creating a living barrier against the danger she had so clearly identified. This single, breathtaking moment was more than just a trick or a trained response. It was a symphony of cognitive functions. She used her sharp senses to locate the bag and her even sharper intuition to detect the life within it. She recalled her gentle touch training and, without being told, applied it with surgical precision. She assessed a complex, dynamic scene, identified multiple risks, and engineered a solution independently. She stayed calm under immense pressure and communicated her findings with clarity and purpose. This was not just obedience. This was true intelligence at work. Gibbs's story is a beautiful reminder a dog's breed is not their destiny. Her 44% Belgian Malinois genetics gave energy, focus, and drive, and her mixed breed background balanced those traits with a calm, adaptable nature. Gibbs is not just 44% Malinois, she is 100% herself. And that is what makes her extraordinary. The story of Gibbs is just one example of the incredible intelligence and emotional depth our canine companions possess. But I know there are thousands of similar stories out there, waiting to be told. Do you have a smart dog at home? I would love to hear your story, because every single one adds to our collective understanding and appreciation of these amazing animals. What's a moment your dog completely surprised you with their cleverness? Maybe they figured out how to open a door, communicated a specific need in a way you never expected, or showed empathy right when you needed it most. Share that moment in the comments below. Let's create a space that celebrates the unique genius of every dog. If you enjoyed learning about Gibbs and our journey together, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button. It truly helps us reach more people. And if you know someone who would appreciate this story, don't hesitate to share it with your friends. We're building a community dedicated to positive, science-based relationships with our dogs. For those who want to dive deeper, you can consider ordering a custom video analysis of your own dog's behavior, joining me for a live Q&A session, or enjoying monthly perks and exclusive content by supporting the channel directly. Your support is what makes all of this possible. It helps us create and share more stories that celebrate the incredible, unbreakable bond between people and their dogs. Thank you for being a part of this journey.